Good afternoon, dear mistress. Let me introduce myself. My name is Olga Yakimova, I am 40 years old, and during 39 years I knew nothing about flower making. But last year, or about year and a half, I got really interested with the flower creation, especially in Japanese technique. It is, in my opinion, the most elegant and spectacular one. I really like it. And today we are going to learn how to make such rows in this technique. I assure that it is absolutely easy and available even for beginners. This rose doesn't have any name, but I would like it has. I repeat one more time that the creation of this spectacular flower is absolutely easy. In the learning process, we will know how to make not only the rose, but also the buds in various opening stages. So further, you will be able to make a rose, some buds, and the bouquet in general. You will need 3 or a little bit more hours to create such rose. But I would like you to find this free time only one evening and try to make it with your own hands. I promise the result will justify all your expectations. For the rose creation, you will need, of course, soldering iron and brass tips. Here two brass tips are, the big and the little one. This one is 2.5 centimeters and the other 1.5 centimeters. Everything depends on your pattern size. If it is big, so use the big brass tip. If it is not very big, use the small one. Also we need tweezers, of course, glue. I really like this Korean glue, perhaps there may be some difficulties in its finding, but you can order lots of it in the internet in rather low cost. We need scissors, patterns, there are patterns work pieces, cotton ball for the middle of rose, and couple of wires. They are not very thin, I have Japanese wires, number 24. You can use 26 also, I don't recommend thinner ones. Soft pillow, paints. We use batik paints, it is better to use aniline because acrylic paints make tissue more rude and rough, so it's rather difficult to work with it. And of course we need tissue for the flowers creation. I have thin Japanese habotai number 4 in this workshop. Its density is 4, rather thin. But you can make this rose using different reversible fabrics. It doesn't have strongly marked front and wrong sides. It can be crepe de chine, toile, habotai, everything you have. So, that is all you need in this workshop. Dear mistress, I also want to notify that today we will make only the rose. This wonderful rose. I wouldn't say how to make, collect and process leaves and pasting. I'm not greedy and harmful, so don't want to say how to do it. I will not say only because this rose has little secret which make this flower light and spectacular. It is easy to make it only if you know this secret, and if you don't know, it seems to be very difficult in creation. That's why I want to pay attention to the secret in the workshop. For this flower creation you will need 10 corollas. You may cut it by pairs, fold the fabric in half and then cut 5 pairs. You will need 3, 6 or 9 petals as you want, but it will be better to be in 3. And also we need the pasting, which will form rose base. I have 10 such corollas. We can begin to paint. We start with corollas painting. Please remember that we can paint only bad details. That's why Firstly, we need to wet details accurately. You can make it by pairs, as it were cut. But don't leave it in the water for night. Then put it on the paper. It absorbs well and also will not paint the fabric if the paper more than 3 days printed. So you can use it without any danger. I prepared yellow and pink colors, but the pink one is diluted claret color. All concentrated paints can be diluted in water for a necessary color. It is not necessary to make such colors as I have. You can make any you want. You should remember that there are not monochromatic flower colors in nature. All of them have accents. Some wear more, some wear less, so it will be better to combine few colors and shades in one flower. Now I decided to use yellow and diluted claret colors. It is not necessary to paint as I do in margins. You can do this way. Smudge with water. If the detail is drying, wet your brush and then wet the detail. Colors transitions are also should be wet, because we don't want the transitions to be crisp. We also do it with wet brush to make everything very naturally. So this way, paper of course is already wet, it is hard to see. Now we unstick our flower. Look, it is pale, fabric is thin, so the detail is pale. When everything dry and come together in one flower, it will be rather brighter. Now we should dry our detail. I have a heater. Now it is switched off. Sometimes it is necessary to use it, especially when we work with thick fabric. So then I switch it on and dry details on the paper. It helps me a lot. As we have dried all of the details, so we can make the preparatory necessary stage. We fold in half our details, then one more time in a half, in four in a total. Now we have such fourth. Now, cut the details by the fold line. Cut everything besides 1/2 of centimeter to the center. By the fold line. This way. Please make a hole in 4 from 10 corollas. Have you already guessed for what? These 4 corollas will form the bud with fluffy rose petals. These 4 corollas with a hole in the center we should process. I want to mark that all of corollas which are not painted carefully and accurately, or which have some cut defects, should be used for the middle forming. So it is better to make a hole in these corollas. How do we process the corollas for the middle of rows? Connect the breast tips. Take the pillow in your left hand. Put your finger on the petal and put the breast tip in the bottom and put the petal up. Stay at this place for a time. Then take a pillow in your left hand and press the petal, not touching and not pressing margins. So now we have wonderful petal with kinky margin and belied form. This way we process all petals in 4 corollas for the rose middle. The processing of other 6 petals, which are not punctured, is the next stage. They will form the rose fuzziness. To make this, we should change the breast tips. We had 2 and 5 centimeters, and now please take 1 and 5 centimeters inside. So wait a little, it should be warm. We processed 4 corollas for the rose middle, and now we'll process other 6 petals with small breast tip. The corolla in our left hand. Continue in this way. We will process only a half of petal, not the whole, only a half. Press and pull the petal's margin and sway breast tip. So make on the one side of petal such convex. Then turn it and repeat all the same with the second part. It's okay if convexities are one at another, a little bit. Now we have such a cabriole petal. Next petal should be processed in the same way, but convexities and concavities will be the neighbors. If the right side is convex, so the neighbor petal in the other side also should be convex. Made, turned. We have the second one. Please notice that in this side belies are similar, and here they are opposing. This way we process all 6 corollas. We have belied corollas, which were processed at whole for the middle and such wavy ones. They are already very beautiful, but I want to make them more beautiful. It will be great to make waves and petals margins. The waves we can make with the 2 tweezers. The tweezers with straight tip. I have a thin one, I bought it in a medical shop. Generally it can be thicker, but tips should be round, not square or triangle, only round. I like this one, but it depends on you. How can we warm the tweezers? Down safety. Put the tweezers directly in the iron such way. Hold 5-6 seconds and then process the fabric with hot tweezers. Take the petal with your left hand very gently. Try not to jam at breast tip up processing, and twirl the margins, twisting back and in front. Back and in front with tweezers. This way we want to make holes. Tweezers cool down fast, so it should be warmed sometimes. Tweezers are thin and it becomes hot very fast, so it shouldn't be very hot because it can burn our fabric. In my opinion, there is nothing better than natural silk. It doesn't matter if it is with factory Japanese impregnation or you're impregnated it by yourselves. Anyway, it is better than synthetic fabric. You get lots of pleasure from work. Notice that Japanese fabrics are the best. But not all Japanese fabrics are natural silk. Nevertheless, it is already tested for a lot of years. All of them have factory impregnation. It can be changed by gelatin, polyvinyl spirit, or something else. This way, we process all our 4 punctured corollas. Now we have the corolla. All of its petals are twisted by one side. Notice that we twist petals in one side at the corollas which will form the middle of flower. They are twisted outside. The second type of petals will be processed another way. They should be twisted in opposite sides. One petal in one side, another petal in another side. The technique is similar. Be accurate. One petal take with your left hand. Try not to damage the convexity and concavity. Twist it outside. We have to warm a little bit. Then turn around the next petal and twist it in another side. Also back, but the petal is already turned. This way we process all 6 corollas. All 6 corollas we twist one by one in one side, second in another side. So we have 2 corollas types. One type is twisted outside, and the second type has one petal is up, one is down. All petals are ready for work. Now we are going to make cotton rose middle. All interesting things will be around this middle soon. Take 2 wires, fold it in half, don't press the end and leave a loop. Next stage, take a cotton ball and unwind it. Now we have cotton strip. You can do all you want with it. Usually, I divide this cotton ball in 2 strips, thin one and thick one, but you may adapt as you want. Put the cotton strip between wires, put the drop of glue to fix the construction. put and roll. Cotton balls, which form the middle of flower, can be absolutely different. Anyone make it round, others triangle. Personally, I like to make it with a little tail. To make it, I leave cotton and roll a little bit lower. Roll the cotton this way. After the rolling, we will add glue to make necessary form. Now it is a cylinder. Take the glue and put a few big drops in the cotton. Wet slightly your fingers in water and mold the cotton ball. Perhaps there is such type of handiwork somewhere, I don't know. Form the ball with the tail. If it is too much, just make this way. Now there is no any excess, but this cotton ball is too little for the further work. Compare it with petal. Last one is rather big for the ball, so let's make it wider. Take another part of cotton and roll. Try not to make it bigger than necessary, because it is impossible to make it less. Roll and look at the result. Some kind of this. Roll, it is great that the glue has not dried yet. Very beautiful cotton ball. Very beautiful cotton ball. To make your further work easier, you may fix wires. It will be better to do it with tape for flowers if you have. I recommend to do this because it will be more comfortable for you to work with the flower. So you will have one wire besides two parts of it. So our cotton mill is ready. We have already rolled it. Now, put the corollas and look that our convexities and concavities fitted to the cotton ball by its size and height. It is better to be a little bit lower than higher. The tail I have left is comfortable in the first petal fixing. Put the corolla a little bit down. Take a glue and choose any petal which will be the first. Glue it well, glue it in the top. Actually, the processing is not very important for the first petal. Glue and then fix. It is very important to make cotton ball qualitatively, because at least 50% of your flower beauty depends on it. Closed roses depends on the correctly prepared cotton balls firstly. Fix the petal, glue all sticking things. Everything should be straight and correct. The first petal should hang the cotton ball very gently and tightly. My fabric is really thin, so it passes glue. You can use thick fabric, it will be more comfortable. I don't recommend to make these rows with thin fabric. It will be rather better to try to make these rows in thicker fabric, for example in pure China silk or habo tie. There will be a good result. This way, you make the first petal, hang the cotton tail, the second and opposite petal also should be glued qualitatively in the perimeter and fix it towards the first petal in margins and close the opposite side the same way. Be accurate. I didn't have enough glue here. Why you are so naughty? Here are the flower cheeks. We should hide it and fix tightly. Fix it tightly. The same actions are made with the third and fourth petals. The first corolla is on the cotton middle. Now put the second one on it. The principle is the same, but it is important to glue the bottom of corolla, which will hang the bowl to avoid unnecessary protruding folds. Put the glue only on some parts of fabric. Don't touch the top. But look at the situation. I made it. Put in the top and put in the first corolla. Here we don't connect the petals margins, only fix accurately. I have not enough glue one more time, so I add a little. I have rather thin fabric, so it's not comfortable to work with it. It follows my fingers. Fix the next petal. Glue at its base. At the sides, about at 2/3. The same way opposite the previous one. Put the side margins higher. This petal should hang another. Well, press in the bottom. Everything should be well. Make the thirds and the fourth corollas this way. put less and less glue as we want to make an open rose, not the bud. The fourth petal doesn't hang others because we open our rose. The glue is seen now, but it will not after the drying. Nevertheless, the margins should be fixed. Now, 3 corollas are fixed. If I make pasting for it, I will have the accurate rose bud. I repeat again that I have very thin fabric. If you work with thick fabric and make the first corolla well and fix it tightly to the cotton ball, you have the bud already with only 1 corolla. It will be bigger with 2 corollas, belied with 3, and almost an open rose with 4 corollas. All in your hands. You can make an open rose and buds with different opening stage. So, girls, we have made already open bud. Now I will tell you about the main secret of this workshop. The secret which makes this rose easy and which is difficult for making if you don't know the secret. Take the corollas. Don't think anything bad, I always keep the glue in the glass. It's very comfortable. Take corollas and put the glue drop in the middle. Other 6 petals fold in a half. Now put 1 more glue drop and fold in a half 1 more time. So now we have such thing. Petals. So we fold all 6 petals, put the glue drop in the middle, and 1 more drop on the middle of a half and fold in a fourth. Make 6 parts. Now we have 6 fluffy fourths. All of them are volumetric and fluffy. If you notice, that's why we don't use the fabric with strongly marked wrong and front sides. Because some flowers look up and some of them look down. And then the difference will be very brightly marked. But we use bilateral fabric, so it is well in 2 sides. Now, look at the fourth and look the wave direction. It looks down, so glue this angle. The wave looks down from which? Glue. Not too far, but well. We are very close to the finish. Make this way. And we have already a fluffy rose part. Repeat with all 6 fourths. All of our 6 fourths are fixed and we have a great fuzziness. Fix one under other and the last under the first. One under one, the last under the first. So you should fix it rather quickly. If it is not too late, you can change some petals positions, some details. The rose is really fluffy. If we also let leaves and pasting, we will have such beauty. There are all roses made according to this workshop here, and there is one rose more now. And this rose with a bud. This bud is formed with one corolla. It is small and accurate. So, dear mistress, our workshop is over. I hope you liked it, that it was useful and interesting. Hope to see your own work soon in the future. I will look at your results with a great pleasure. I wish you success and creative inspiration.